Struggling to read more books? Here is how to build a reading habit. Hi, I'm Gozi Okure. I'm a book writing coach, a prolific author of over 30 books, and I coach parents on how to give their children a reading culture. So if you've been trying to develop a reading habit and it hasn't worked, I want you to pay attention to the few things I'm going to share with you right now, and you will get it right. Let's go. The very first thing you need to do if you want to develop a reading habit is to set a goal. Yes, set a goal to read just one page of a book every day. Just one page, a very small goal, isn't it? Yeah, it is a lot easier to accomplish or to achieve goals when they are very small. And without goals, nothing gets accomplished. That's why in the business world, we talk about goals, okay? So to develop a reading habit, you have to set a goal, a small one, to read just one page of the book in a day. But if you finish reading that one page and you want to read more, no problem. Just know that the best thing to do is to set a very small goal. Our goal here is not to finish reading a particular book. Our goal is to be consistent in reading for over a period of time, because you see, man is a creature of habits, and whatsoever we do consistently becomes habitual. So what we are trying to accomplish here is to be consistent in reading every day for a season. If we can do that, reading becomes habitual. Now, once we have been able to set a goal, the next thing is to choose the kind of books you love to read, right? Pick a book that aligns with your interest, not a book that is trending, not a book that somebody recommended for you, but a book that is of interest to you. The kind of book that aligns with your interest, you get that kind of book, okay? Then you begin to read. But you know, if you begin to read such a book and somewhere along the line it becomes boring to you, you can ditch it and get another one. In those periods when we are trying to develop a reading habit, we just want to make sure that the books you're reading are such that you are interested in, that they are the type of books that you actually enjoy reading. You know, human nature, we stick with the things we enjoy and we ditch the things that are boring to us. And reading is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a bore. It's not supposed to be a chore. Okay, so pick a book that aligns with your interest. The next thing you need to do is to set a trigger. Yes, you know, man is a creature of habits. There are things that are already habitual with you. So pair reading your one page a day with an already established habit. It could be, if you're the coffee drinking type, you drink coffee every morning, then pair reading your one page with the time when you drink your coffee. Or, of course, you know that eating breakfast is habitual. You can pair reading your book with breakfast time or with bedtime, okay? So set a trigger. Pair reading time with an already established habit. That way, it becomes very easy to accomplish it. Remember what I said, set a trigger for the reading. The next point to take note of is that make the book obvious. Make it obvious. What do I mean by this? Place the book in a place where you will always see it, okay? It could be on your desk, it could be on top of your pillow, or it can be beside your coffee machine. Wherever it is, that it will be very visible. Of course, you know that visibility and accountability go hand in hand, okay? So keep the book where it can be so easily seen. Remember, we are humans and we are very busy. If the book is not in sight, we can forget it. And we don't want to do that. We want to be consistent, because it's in consistency that habits are formed. So make it obvious. Keep it in a place where it's very visible. The next point is that you need to ditch the phone. Yes, you know, phones are engineered to be more stimulating than books. They are engineered to be very exciting. That's why you have all the scrollings, all the lighting, all the music, everything. The cell phone is a bundle of entertainment, okay? So and nobody reads when there is entertainment around. Nobody reads when notifications are beeping in the phone. So if you must read your one page in a day and gain from it, okay, you need to put off your phone, put it in another room, or you put it in an airplane mode so that you will be able to concentrate. Now, it's so important that you concentrate in reading your one page in a day, because when you concentrate. You have to rebuild your focus. Remember, in this time and season, with all the distractions of social media, the phone, Netflix, and all their siblings, right? With all those distractions, attention span has been fragmented. And one of the benefits of reading is that it helps us to repair or to rebuild our attention span. So when you're reading, make sure that your phone is not in sight so that you can really focus and gain maximally from your read. Another thing you need to do when you're reading is to track your progress. Yes, track your progress. You could use a calendar, you could use a reading app or a journal, but make sure that you track your reading. Remember that this thing is a development of habits, and we are going to do it for maybe months, a couple of months, okay? So if you don't track it, sometime you will lose how long you have read. If you're doing well, it has a way of motivating you to even do more. So you have to track your progress as you read. Now, another thing I want to say here is that you need to celebrate the small wins. Yes, remember we said read one page in a day, one page of the book in a day. So if after you have read one page, some chapters of the book are made up of several pages. If at the end of the day you finish reading one chapter, just give yourself a thumbs up. Just celebrate your small wins. It has a way of motivating you to keep at it, okay? Maybe you have read a chapter, celebrate it. Or you have read consistently for 1 week or 2 weeks, celebrate it, right? So when you celebrate your wins, it has a way of helping you. Small wins build up momentum. Okay, small wins build up momentum, and you need momentum to finally develop a reading habit. Now, having said that, I want to point out that one of the reasons, right, why many people do not read in the 21st century is because of distractions. Distraction is in the air. Cell phones, Netflix, social media, all those things are engineered to be more fun than books. But the truth is that books are very important. I can't even begin here to tell you how important it is to read books, okay? So that's why no matter how exciting social media or cell phone or Netflix are, don't let anything stop you from reading, right? So that's the major reason, the number one reason why so many people are no longer reading today is because of entertainment. Distraction is in the air, but don't let it to hinder you from practicing those things that we have discussed here. Now, the next reason why a lot of people do not develop a reading habit is because they set exaggerated goals. You see somebody who has not read for months and he's setting a goal to read one book in a week. At the end of the day, the person gets overwhelmed and he will not ditch reading books. Okay, this shouldn't be, and that's why we say set small goals. Set small goals, okay? Reading is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a chore, and it's not supposed to be overwhelming. It's supposed to be something you read. In fact, research has it that reading for just 6 minutes in a day will even reduce your stress level drastically. So our goal is not to read volumes of books in a short time. Our goal is to have the discipline to read consistently, okay? So don't set a bogus goal that will overwhelm you and discourage you from continuing. Now, the next reason why so many people do not develop a reading habit is because many people don't know that choosing to read is not just a decision. For you to read effectively, reading has to be a habit. And before there can be habit formation, there has to be consistency. That's why you have to pay attention to all the things, the 7 points we have discussed here on how to acquire a reading habit. Now, having said the 7 things, let me tell you a few, just 2 bonus points, okay? 2 bonus points that you have to take into consideration. The very first one is that audiobooks count. Audiobooks count. Although our emphasis here is reading physical books, and that's why we say read 1 page a day, but there are situations where you have to rely on audiobooks. For instance, if you're commuting, if you're traveling in a vehicle, instead of just staying idle, you can decide to listen to an audiobook. Some other people love to listen to audiobook when they are taking a walk or when they are walking out. Some others, like me, when we are cooking, we love to press play, right? You put on an audiobook and you listen to it while you're cooking. All these add up to the reading habit. It adds up. It does not detract from it. Okay, so make sure that when it is time, when it is possible, or when it is necessary for you to listen to audiobook, listen to it. It still helps to build the habit. The next bonus point is to create a reading environment. A reading environment that will inspire you. You could light a candle or get yourself a reading lamp, or just create a comfy zone. I remember when I was in Venezuela, I had a very big puff, one very soft puff. I just sink into it and I'm home, right? So you can create a comfy environment where you will read, a place that will inspire you to look forward to reading. Okay, so that's another bonus point. Now, okay, so let me share with you 2 pitfalls. These are 2 major things that stop people or hinder people from developing a reading habit. The very first one is maybe when they are reading and they miss a day. Remember, we set a goal to read for a season. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, and you set a goal to read 1 page a day. Now, something could happen and somebody might forget to read a chapter in a particular day. Now, some people miss out reading in 1 day and they will think, I'm a failure, I have failed, I can't continue again, and they will ditch the process. I want you to know that we are humans. Sometimes things like that happen. All you need to do is to make up your mind to not allow yourself to miss 2 days at a stretch. That's why we say read just 1 page. It's something you can do in 2 minutes. It's something you can do in 3 minutes. Imagine that you have 24 hours in a day and we are talking about something that can help you to have a better quality sleep, something that can give you a longer life, something that can reduce stress dramatically, something that can expose you to more vocabulary. Reading exposes you to more vocabulary and it exposes you to having a more beautiful communication skill. The advantages from reading is so much that is something that every person should do. So if you are developing this reading habit and you miss a day, don't ditch the habit. Just make up your mind to continue. Make up your mind not to miss 2 days at a time. But if it's 1 day, just continue. Even if something happens and you miss 2 days, don't give up, okay? Just continue, and then build up on that. Before you know it, reading will become habitual. The next pitfall that you should watch out for, and don't allow it to ensnare you, don't allow it to discourage you from continuing, is to begin to compare yourself with others. Don't begin to compare yourself with others. You are on your own journey. There are people who started before you, who have developed their own habits, who have begun to enjoy reading so much. So they can come and tell you, I read 100 books in a year. And you begin to feel that you are a failure because you read only 2 or 3 or 4 books in a year. No, don't compare yourself with anybody. If you read 4 books or 5 books in a year and you thoroughly enjoyed those books and you learned from those books, I mean, you're home and dry, you are okay, right? So just do your own thing, let others do their own. Just focus in reading 1 page every day, and before you know it, the 1 page that you read every day will accumulate into so much reading, can accumulate into books before the end of the year. And the beautiful thing is that once you start reading 1 page in a day, before you know it, you want to read more. Yes, repetition is the mother of skill. That's what Tony Robbins say. Once you begin to read 1 page every day, sometimes you finish reading the 1 page, before you know it, you have read 10. Okay, so just make up your mind to continue, because this is a habit that will help you, to help you in life. You've heard all the things they've said about readers. They say readers are leaders, and that when a man begins to read, when a person begins to read, the whole world opens up to him. It is said that anyone who can read can gain anything, can learn any skill or acquire any body of knowledge he needs in this life to be successful. So I want to encourage you. I want to see you at the other side of having a reading culture or having a reading habit, and it is possible, it is doable. Thank you so much for being a part of this beautiful video. If you got value, I want you to please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and share the link with someone. Please, at the comment section, I want you to drop the title of the book you intend to start reading. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to watch similar videos like this, I'll click on the playlist here. Thank you so much. Until I see you next time, keep reading.